Yeah, yeah, very good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this session. Right, I think this is not the presentation. So yesterday we had discussed about what is artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and generative AI. Okay, so to all those who are attending this session for the first time, right? So this is Naveen, and I have overall 9.3 years of experience, and from the past 7 years, I have been working as a AI specialist, right? So currently working in some banking domain, product-based company, and so generative AI, teaching generative AI is a kind of I'm very much interested in teaching, and that's the reason I kept this as some part-time thing. Okay, so yesterday we discussed about what is artificial intelligence, what is machine learning, what is deep learning, and generative AI. Okay, so everything on a shallow level. Okay, so I did not go into in-depth concept, okay, because of time constraint, right? I have shown you this particular presentation over here, and like that I use presentations for each of the concepts. Okay, I'll show what is actually containing in this presentations and all for the actual concepts. Okay, so like deep learning, what are all the types of concepts we have, and how does this presentation will help you understand the concept easily. Okay, and yesterday I there was this feedback that my audio was not working fine and it was breaking a lot of times. I hope it is very much clear today, so I have fixed that problem. And today I'll give you some good amount of time for any of the questions that you might be having. Okay, so let me just give you some 20 minutes of or 15 minutes of time for any kind of questions you might be having on this particular program. Okay, so this particular course is Advanced Generative AI and Agentic AI. So we teach from the basics. Okay, so from the Python itself. So we are going to start our classes with Python. Why? Because Python is the most important programming language for generative AI. So that you'll understand in a couple of minutes. But so just telling you that we are going to start the program or the course with the basics. So you no prior knowledge is required. Okay. So that also I'll discuss. Okay, so for now, yesterday we discussed about what is artificial intelligence, and just a recap: AI is any technique that enables machines to human or perform tasks in a smart way. Okay, in a smart way. So that you already know, and I need not to go deep into it. And machine learning, so allows machines to learn from data, identify patterns, and make decisions with minimal human intervention. So yesterday we have taken one simple example, right? Employee salary, I mean employee experience and employee salary, right? So there will be some dependent and independent variable, and machine learning algorithms, right? So they'll have to find the patterns in the data and find the relationship between these two dependent and independent variables. Okay, so majorly machine learning algorithms will work in the same manner, right? And if a new a person is entering into your company, a new hire, right? So what would be happening? So instead of you creating the relationship between these two things and telling your model to calculate this way and get the salary of the new employee, right? So your model itself, it will find the patterns and automatically predicts the salary of the new hire. Okay, so that's what machine learning is all about. And instead of hard coding all of the rules, the computer learns patterns from the data. Okay, so this is about machine learning. We will cover in detail in our classes and all what are all the different types of machine learning techniques or algorithms we have, and what is this supervised, what is this unsupervised, right? What is this reinforcement learning, etc., etc., that we will cover in our classes. Okay, and then deep learning, if you remember, deep learning is that field which uses multi-layered neural networks, right? So that is enough for you. Okay, so neural networks, you might be thinking this concept is very difficult when I say neural network. Okay, but these concepts are very easy. Okay, I'll show you how the deep learning concept looks like. All right, so neural network might look little bit difficult for you if you are from some non IT background, or you might get frightened by this particular word. Okay, I'm just telling about a word, but deep learning, right? So they we discuss more about these neural networks, and you will after this deep learning, right? So you'll get to know that deep learning is a very easy concept. Of course it might be little complex to understand, but we made that a little bit easier for you to understand. And in our course, right, we I usually explain this deep learning itself for some 13 to 15 hours. Why? Because this is a foundation for generative AI. Foundation for generative AI. So if you have a stronger foundations, you can easily understand the other concepts. So this is DL, this is Gen AI. So like this, the transfer of, I mean, learning process will go. Okay. So DL, Gen AI, like that it has to go. All right. Machine learning is not much required for understanding generative AI. Okay. Because generative AI is more about neural network itself. So that's the reason we have to discuss more on deep learning. All right. So generative AI, you know already. So it focuses on creating the new content. So the content may be text, images, audio, or even video. Okay. Apart from this, people are using generative AI for the chemical analysis. Okay. For the drug discovery, or recently the black hole study has been done. Black hole study has been done using the neural networks, that too the models that we have in generative AI. Okay, so black hole or chemical analysis, or different types of vaccines for deadliest diseases and all. So generative AI is doing wonders in those kind of domains and all. So do not think that generative AI is all about text, images, audio, or even video. Okay, and then agentic AI. Agentic AI is an artificial intelligence field again. Altogether, it is a different one. Okay, so it will not be a part of generative AI. So here in this agentic AI, right? So it can act autonomously to achieve the goals. So it can plan, make decisions, use tools, and take actions on its own rather than just responding to the prompts. See, when we say about generative AI, right? What we'll have to do, we'll have to write a question and you'll be getting some answer. So that question may be image generation or text generation or anything. Okay, and you will be getting the answer. But agentic AI just tell that particular system what you want, and you need not to write the additional prompts at all, the other questions and all you need not to write. So all these questions will be managed by the agentic AI system itself. I mean, you need not to write the prompt again and again. I want this, want this. You go there. So something like that you need not to do. It will plan and make decisions, use tools, and take actions. For example, if you want to move from Hyderabad to Delhi, right? Hyderabad to Delhi, and you are asking your this AI agentic AI system to plan my trip from Hyderabad to Delhi. So and create that a beautiful um, day schedule. Okay, so for first day where to go, second day where to go, and what are all the locations or tourist places that we have to visit and all, and also check my calendar dates, right? And also check the flight dates, etc., etc. If you say like that, even that much prompt is also not required. Okay, so your AI system is itself going to check your calendar first, whether you are tied up with any kind of activity, and then go to this flight websites. Okay, those are flight websites, and then try to book it, or it will tell you that these are the flights that are available. You just have to say yes or something like that, and then it will come back and it will find the tourist places, and finally it finds a beautiful plan for your trip. Okay, so like this agentic AI will behave. So this is a very simple example that I have told you. Okay, but I hope you understand. It can plan, make decisions, use tools, and take actions. So what does it mean by use tools and all? So it will find what are all the tools required. For example, this flight is there, So where can I book the flight? So that itself it will call that particular API of that particular website, and simply it finds the flights and also the prices, and also it will try to book them. Okay, so that is nothing but agentic AI system. So yeah, hope you got some basic idea on these things. Now let us move to what is the path that you should follow, not only here in this, wherever you are going to your operation with the generative AI and agentic AI, right? So you should follow one specified path. Okay, so that path is this. Okay, so let us understand what is that path and what is the sequence. Okay, so the first step that you have to go through is start learning Python. Okay, why? Because generative AI models are built using Python code. Okay, generative AI models are built using Python code. From loading libraries to deploying generative AI apps, right? Python is essential for every step. Okay, so you can have a look at this. Python is a primary programming language that you already know, right? And it is used in AI industry due to its extensive libraries and clear syntax. See, for example, you have this Java background. If you know a little bit of Java and you know a little bit of Python, right? So if you are writing some 5 lines of code in Python, for the same kind of use case, you have to write at least some 10 to 12 lines of code in Java. Okay, so that simple your Python language is. That simple your Python language is. Okay, and then it contains extensive libraries, right? What does it mean by extensive libraries? See, for generative AI, right? Generative AI, when you say artificial intelligence did not come all of a sudden. Okay, so artificial intelligence has been evolving from 1943s, 1940s. Okay, so it has been evolving. So if you look at the AI libraries that are required for learning a generative AI, there are lots of libraries. Among them we will be using the most important ones like PyTorch, tensorflow tensorflow and Hugging Face transformers, and langchain, which is a framework, OpenCV, right? NumPy, Pandas, scikit-learn, and more. So there are lots of libraries in Python which are readily available for creating any AI application, particularly generative AI application. That is the reason we mostly focus on Python programming. Of course you have to do the same thing. Okay, so this is the whatever I kept over here, right? So it doesn't mean that we are going to explain only these things. Okay, I have the curriculum with me, and you can check with your admin, with our admin and all. He will be providing that curriculum to you. So that comprehensive the program is, and that comprehensive the syllabus is. Python I kept only some 4 points over here, 3 points or 4 points here, but in actual you are going to learn everything from a zero level. All right, so yes, so Python, essential AI libraries and all we have discussed. NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib. So all these libraries you are going to learn in our course as well. Pandas, Matplotlib, NumPy, and then see TensorFlow and all. In deep learning, you'll find the TensorFlow frameworks, PyTorch, and all. So slowly we will learn things. And then mathematics and statistics. See, when you want to understand this AI concepts, right? AI concepts. So you should have some basic knowledge on some kind of maths. Okay. And also you should have some basic knowledge on statistics as well. Statistics as well. Okay. So what do we usually study in maths? So we have studied during our ninth and 10th standards, right? So vectors, matrices, matrices, linear algebra, and probability basics. Okay, so please ignore my writing. Okay, please ignore my writing as I have a time constraint. I'm not writing anything beautifully. Okay, so I'm just, so you have the matter here. That's the reason I'm just writing over there, right? Vectors, matrices, linear algebra, probability basics, and then gradient descents. right? So like that, we have lots of maths concepts which have to be maths and statistics concepts which have to be understood before you go for artificial intelligence. Okay, to have a in-depth understanding. See, usually in TensorFlow and all, we will simply write code like tf.nn dot, let's say, activation function equal to relu or whatever. So this is a simple code, activation function equal to relu or whatever, right? So when we say this relu activation function or anything, so which you are going to learn when you learn about this TensorFlow and all, see, you will write only one line of code, right, for building any application, okay, for a specific task. Okay, here it is a railway activation function, so that's the reason I'm writing one line of code. However, internally it will do lots of calculations. So those calculations may be multiplication of matrices or multiplication of vectors or even application of some kind of linear algebra, etc. Okay, so just ignore about all these things, but internally it will do. So in order to understand what internally is happening, you have to get some basic idea on vectors, matrices, this linear algebra, probability, etc. Okay, so that is the thing. And then machine learning essentials. See, for learning generative ai, you need not to have deep understanding on ML. Okay, having a knowledge on ML is always beneficial. Having a knowledge on anything is always beneficial, right? Not only machine learning, having some good understanding on cloud, right? On whatever this cloud fundamentals, GCP, AWS, or Azure, or whatever. Having that information is always beneficial thing. But in-depth understanding of in-depth coverage of machine learning, right, as part of your syllabus while preparing for generative AI interviews and all, it is not required. Okay, so basics of machine learning or essential things of machine learning are required. Okay, so that is the reason we have kept machine learning essentials. And during your sessions and all, you'll have some 7 to 8 hours of class on this machine learning essentials and all. Okay, and then mathematics also something like that, and Python programming also something like that. Okay, Python programming, you'll have extensive coverage on everything. So this is from my previous batch, and you can have a look at the number of classes we have taken as part of the curriculum. This is for Python, and this is for machine learning. They have some limited thing, so these were taken some 1.5 hour classes, but usually you'll have 1 hour of classes only. And then deep learning, you can have a look at it. So 16 hours of classes we have covered as part of deep learning. And then natural language processing is still going on. It is a morning batch. Okay, it is a morning batch, and we are starting a evening batch now. Okay, the morning batch again we will start only next year. Okay, so not this year. So current batch is going on. And then machine learning essentials, and then we will go for deep learning, so where the foundation of everything, and you should have very good understanding on this particular concept. Okay, so that's the reason we'll spend some good amount of time. See, for example, you have this face recognition, or see, you are opening your mobile unlock with face detection technology, right? So that face detection technology can be explained by using the deep learning techniques. Okay, and also a lot more, the chat gpt or whatever the llms you have. So all those, right, they'll have the foundations on deep learning itself. Okay, so even if you are not attending this course or enrolling to this course, this should be your path of learning. Okay, so remember that, or you can also note it down. So deep learning, artificial neural networks, and then training mechanisms, frameworks and all, we will cover those things. So this is the syllabus you have: introduction to AI, machine learning foundations, and deep learning and neural networks, right? You'll get some good idea on deep learning and neural networks, right? And finally, we will look at the projects. Okay, so we will cover some 5 practical deep learning projects. Okay, and then we will move to NLP, natural language processing. So NLP, right? NLP is again is classified into three eras. Okay, so NLP also it is classified into three types or three eras. Okay, eras in the sense from 1950s to 2010s there was one NLP and we call it as classical NLP. Okay, I have written over here. Okay, so this is from 1950s to 2010s, and deep learning NLP. So this is from 2010 to 2016 or 2017, and this modern NLP it is from 2018 to current. Okay, so like this the NLP is classified. You can take it so based on the times and all. So we will discuss on what was happening back in those days and how we advanced from these years to the next and these years to the next. Okay, so that's what you are going to learn NLP, and NLP won't be uh, too much of concept. Okay, so these are all simple things. These are all simple. Only deep learning is a little bit complex to understand. However, if you understand once, in your lifetime you need not to come back and revise the video once again. Okay, because you already know what is happening internally. So that important is deep learning, and you might feel this particular concept is little bit complex. However, it is very much easy. All right, and natural language processing, and then once it is done, right, we will go for, in between you will have sequence to sequence models and all. And see here this is NLP syllabus, and if you look at this, okay, I'm not able to write. Okay, fine. So if you look at this, if you look at this, you have NLP syllabus along with the sequence to sequence models, RNN, LSTM, GRU. So this kind of models, right, it doesn't require that much of study on them. Just you need to understand the architecture of those neural networks, and then you can understand how this chat GPT and all, how they have evolved. All right. So that's I did not put those sequence to sequence, RNN, LSTM and all over here. Okay, I just want to keep this as concise as possible, right? And then finally we will go for transformers and attention. What are these transformers? Transformers are, again, deep learning neural networks. Deep learning neural networks. Neural networks. Okay, so these transformers were introduced in 2017, and 2017 was the time which changed the way we look at AI, the capabilities of AI and all. We are able to uh, identify only after 2017. Okay, so transformers, so that important the transformers concept is. So there you'll have to understand the attention mechanism, self attention, transformer architecture and all, so something like that. And then we have this large language models. So once you understand the transformers, you will understand the architecture, and the same architecture is what present in the LLMs. The same architecture is present in the LLMs. LLMs are large language models. Okay, so large language models means the chat GPT applications that you are using, right? There you select GPT 4o, GPT 5, or Claude, right? Claude Sonnet 3.5, or Gemini 1.5 Pro, 2.5 Pro. So these are all LLMs, large language models that you are interacting every day. Even ChatGPT, if you open, you will find different models over there. So each of the model is an LLM, and ChatGPT is an application, right? So yeah, large language models and all. So just have a look at it. Okay, so large language models, you will understand what happened in 2017. So people have brought some kind of small models like BERT GPT-5, and something like that. The evolution has happened. So there you will understand what are all the different types of what is large language model, and what are all the different types of large language models we have. So something like that you will learn over there. All right, And then LangChain and RAG. See, once you know about LLM, right, you need to create some kind of applications. Okay, so you need to create applications. So how do you create those applications? So we need some kind of frameworks, beautiful and powerful frameworks. So among them, LangChain is one of the best one, and we are going to have a look at those kind of frameworks, and we will introduce you to the concept of RAG. And finally, what we will do is that we will create some kind of chatbots. Okay, so we'll create some chatbots. I'll show them to you. And then we go for llama index. So once you understand this RAG concept better, it is better to learn the llama index immediately. Why? Because you will understand the sequence of things. Okay, so how this PDF, right? So how do you create this RAG application and all? You can easily look into it, right? And then prompt engineering and fine tuning, we will go to that. So in between you will yeah, prompt engineering and fine tuning of LLMs is one of the biggest things. Okay, so that we will do. Fine tuning of LLMs we will do, and prompt engineering concepts, what are prompt engineering and all, we will learn. And then you will go to the last concept, which is nothing but agentic AI. Agentic AI, where you will understand firstly what is this lang graph. Okay, lang graph, langsmith. So after you understand this lang graph, langsmith, right, you will directly move to this agentic AI, where you, I mean, why we are doing here is that to understand what is agent, and what is the difference between agent, and what is the difference, I mean, what is agentic AI. Okay, so that part, this lang graph and all, and even in langchain itself, you will understand what are these agents, and slowly we will uh, move towards agentic AI, right? So once it is done, finally we will be doing the end-to-end project. Okay, so by this time we would have already looked into some 20 projects or 20 plus projects. Okay, so maybe some 25 plus projects. Okay, by this time. Uh, More than that, actually more than that, we will be covering a chatbots itself. Chatbots itself, we will easily look into some 15 chatbots, like how to build them and all, right? So I mean, the same code, there won't be any difference, but we will be changing the what do we call this, open source models and closed source models, something like that, and also with some kind of additional components. Okay, so that's what we do. And yeah, agentic AI and cloud platform, where you'll understand the fundamentals of cloud, what is AWS, what is GCP, and how to build a chatbot or any kind of AI application using AWS and GCP. So at this point of time, okay, so this is the course curriculum. And so the first three modules, right? The first, what is the first module? Python. And we have this machine learning. Before that, we have this maths and statistics, right? So thereafter, we have some other modules, right? So 4, 5, 6 till 12. Okay. So the first three modules, which are the foundations for any person, like if you are a data engineer, or even from a testing background, or any software analyst you are. So these foundations will help you a lot, and these foundational concepts will be explained, or uh, will be taken by some other faculty. He is Mr. Vasant Banu. He is currently working as a AI product manager in one of the very big MNCs, and he'll be taking care of these foundations. He has taken some 10 to 12 batches till today, and from 4th to 12th, right? So I'm going to take the classes. Python, machine learning, maths, and statistics will be covered by this faculty, and then 4 to 12, right? I'll be taking up the classes. All right. So if we have Mr. Vasant here in the call, could you please introduce yourself to the students?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Naveen. Thanks for the quick introduction. Hey, everybody. My name is Vasant, and I'll be your instructor for the first three modules of this generative and agentic program. I have close to 8 years of experience, and I'm currently working as AI product manager at AI data product manager in Gartner, and I specialized in Python programming and machine learning basics, with hands-on experience building on the AI application from ground level. So over the next few weeks, I will guide you through the fundamental coding concepts, core ML techniques, and how they apply to real-world generative AI projects actually. And my goal is to help you not only understand the theory, but also develop the practical skills that you can use immediately. Okay. So I look forward to you working with you guys, seeing in next classes. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for the quick introduction, Mr. Banu. So thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Uh, and then hope you got some good idea on what the sequence of learning. And then there was certain questions yesterday, and or let me just tell you about the features of this program at first, and then slowly we will move to the other things. Okay, so this program, right, so it will span over 3.5 months. Okay, 3.5 months. Your classes starts from 9 p.m. IST, 9 p.m. IST till 10 p.m. Okay, so if it is going to extend, we will be telling you up beforehand. Okay, so some of the concepts, they require continuity. All right, so we can't break the concept there, and we can't start it again the very next day. Okay, so those times it might extend a little bit, but still we will try to have this strict 1 hour, right? So we will update you there on that beforehand. All right. Yeah, so course features and all, if you look at, these are all the same things. No prior knowledge is required, and we are going to cover everything from a zero till the job interview knowledge that you'll be building up right till there. And then it is of 3.5 months of training, and the fourth one is study materials. Yesterday this was one of the questions, right? um, you can just uh, get this particular curriculum from your admin. Okay, so he'll be providing that, he or she will be providing that. And coming to this study material, right, yes, I'm going to provide you the study material as well. So it will be a gist of what we discussed so far, and it will be like a quick revision for you before the interview. Okay, so what is happening, so what are all the things you have, right? Of course you have to put some efforts as well to understand the concept, but I mean, during the classes, listening to them and going through the video once again if you have any problem in understanding something like that. And this material, right, it will surely help you in understanding what is what. Okay, what is what. We will take, yes please, so if you have any questions, right, you can ask me now.
No, Power BI is not.
Hello, sir. Good
No,
evening.
no.
Yeah, as part of this program, firstly, see, data science syllabus is different and generative AI syllabus is different. And of course, data analytics is also different. Okay, so data analytics and data science people, they should have a good knowledge on Power BI, SQL, or something like that. Power BI, SQL, or so these are all the different concepts along with the machine learning and data science concepts. All right, but generative AI is something different where we will not discuss on Power BI, SQL, or R. Okay. Why? Because so these are all like visualization tools, and this is for database query engine or language, and this is a different language. So it will not be part of generative AI. Okay. So next question, please.
Yeah, hi Naveen.
Okay.
Naveen, for the real-time projects,
Oh,
right? As you mentioned, like we are going to do with the AWS or GCP. So, do we need to buy the subscription for them, or the DurgaSoft is going to provide it for some days?
yes, I got it. Yeah. So the first question here is that, mm,
MCP. Just
yeah, MCP. Uh, MCP, yes, we will be covering the basics of MCP.
modular context,
All
yeah,
right.
model
Yes,
context
yes.
protocol. We will be covering the basics
Mm,
as part of agentic AI.
as part of your Agentic AI, and yeah.
Mo-
S-
It's
So
there.
that,
Model
yeah,
con.
yes, that will be covered, and then we have one question like. Whether do you have to take subscription of AWS and GCP. So this was the repeating question. Yesterday also someone has asked this. Okay, yes, you have to take subscription of AWS and GCP. See, the thing here is that you need not to pay any amount. Okay, so AWS platform, right? If you take this subscription for 6 months, it will be for free. Okay, so for example, I have my AWS console ready, handy, and so this is just have to go for AWS management console, and this will happen. If you look at my this interface, you can have a look at it. Credits remaining is some dollars, and it will end on Jan 28 2026. Okay, so once it gets over, right, you just have to again open a new account with some other credit card. Okay, so that is the thing. So what I'm trying to say here is that for 6 months it will be free. Okay, and even if you forget after 6 months, you will not the amount will not be deducted from your credit card. Okay, so just the services will be stopped, that's it. Okay, for 6 months it will be free. So $100 or the credits that he'll be giving you as part of AWS, and based on the usage, right, if you are using some other services or other services that this AWS is offering, and if you are working on those services, he'll be slowly crediting some other dollars to you. Okay, slowly crediting some number of dollars, some $100 totally. uh, the total amount will not exceed $200. Okay, so initially he'll provide $100, and based on your work, right, so he'll be adding some other remaining the credits and all. So there, just like that, you will add some $100 plus $20 plus $30 based on the work that you are doing in the AWS platform, and altogether if you add it, it will not cross $200. Okay, so it will be the utmost amount is $200. So that is for 6 months. 6 months it is free, and you have to have some credit card or debit card for opening the account. Okay, and the institute will not be providing the account for you. Okay, that is a thing. And if you look at this GCP platform, they'll be providing this particular platform for free for 90 days. Okay, for 3 months, and they'll be creating you some $300. So once this gets over, you can again with a different debit or credit card, you can open the account and use the services. Okay, so you need not to spend any amount here. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. But there will be certain times where, see, fine tuning of LLM, if you look at this, fine tuning of LLM is not a small thing. LLM will have around billions of parameters, right? Billions of 1 billion of parameter or something, 100 or 1.3 or 2 trillion parameters, something like that. Okay, so 1 billion parameters, if you want to fine tune this particular model, right, and if you are doing that on CPU, it takes months of time, and of course your fine tuning will stop. So those kind of cases, right, you have to purchase GPUs from Google Colab environment. Of course, of course, of course, here also it is your wish whether you want to purchase the GPUs or not, right? The Google Colab itself will provide some free GPUs to you. So if with those GPUs it is taking some 6 to 7 hours for fine tuning this, right? If you buy a better GPU, right, the same task can be done in 1 hour. So it's up to you whether you want to spend the amount or not. Okay, here also it is up to you whether you want to go for the subscriptions or go for the free account. All right, so yeah.
Hello, sir. Good morning. Good evening. Hello, can you hear me?
Mm, Sorry, I
Monday to
missed one question, but there is one question. So when I say 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., right? Whether whether these classes are from Monday to Friday or it covers on Saturday and Sunday as well. So the answer is Monday to Friday, 9 to 10 p.m. So when I say two trainers, right? First three modules is by Mr. Vasantabanu. The same timing he'll follow 9 to 10 itself. There won't be any different time at all. So every day you have to connect from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Yes, yes, correct.
agent as part of Agentic AI. Are you asking? Uh, it is not. We will only teach the basics with respect to ADK, but we will help you on understand the assessment and the deployment kit for the agents actually. So obviously it is just like an SDK, software development kit, which is for the agents, AI agents. So we'll teach you the basics actually for the in the agentic AI part. Yes.
Okay, what?
It's a
Yeah.
basic.
Uh,
Yeah, it's even okay.
okay. Yes, Miss Sushishri, please go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sir, can you hear me? Hello.
Okay. See, one thing I would like to clarify here. When I say 40 projects, right? 40 projects. So it doesn't mean all of them look like capstone projects. Okay. So let me just open them for you. Okay. Just I did not put every slide here. I did not put every project over here in the slide. Okay. So that's I'm just making the slides ready for everything. Okay. So I did not add all of these slides, but so this is how the projects looks like. Okay. So fine tuning for a model of text summarization, and then for text translation. So with the Streamlit and OpenAI, how it goes with chatbot. So like this, the chatbots will be discussed, and that will be considered as a project. All right. So it is not a specific domain. The first thing, if you ask me, if we talk about the capstone projects and all, yes, it is they are related to some kind of domain. So AWS, that particular project we will do on consumer domain, and then GCP we might be doing on healthcare. Okay. So for the previous batch we have done on healthcare, we will see if a better requirement is there, then we will go for that. Okay. So the chatbots here, right? So each of them, right, we are going to consider as a project, of course, not only in this particular program, wherever you look at, right? So all of them, right, all of the programs, right, when they say that they are going to cover this many number of projects, it means that even a chatbot that going to build and it is different from the previous one, it is considered as a project.
Uh, I think From MC end-to-end agent care project side, we are not, we haven't started that coverage for the project-wise end-to-end, but we are, let's say for example, if you are building a travel agent, okay, so what type of APIs that you're going to work on? So if you're using the N10 tools for the automation, or for multi-agent, if you're using the Crew AI, so how do you build that? So we are covering those concepts here.
Yes.
Yes. Got your question answered, right? It's already part of that. If you see, even LangGraph and QA are multi-agent systems, MAA systems. So those are already being covered here, tools, those tools. Yeah.
Okay, so if you do not have any further questions, right? Um, the enrollment and all is available. Please check with the admin. They'll be, helping you on the enrollment. All right. Yeah, yeah. We will take the questions. Okay, no problem. So, as I was telling, right, so we have only two instructors for this course. The first three modules will be covered by Mr. Vasant, right? And he was also teaching Agentic AI and, prompt engineering for the other batches. Okay. And even I'm teaching that. So based on the availability, either I'll take up the Agentic AI part, or Mr. Vasant will be taking up. Yes. Mhm. Yes, please.
Nice question.
So yeah, there is a question. See, we are going through the chat and we are answering and we are taking up the questions. Uh, like whoever are raising the hands, right? So please don't get confused. So the question now is that what is the difference between generative AI and agentic AI? So the simple answer here is that generative AI mostly concentrate on creating new content. Okay, and agentic AI it is a pro in doing tasks independently. Okay, so there is a quite a difference between generative and agentic AI here as well. Okay, the same task what agentic AI is doing, generative AI can do till some extent. For example, if you have a question, right? If you have a question and it will give you an answer, okay, it is nothing but text generation, right? And if it is agentic AI, and for additional information in generative AI, right, you have to keep on what do we call, follow up on that particular chatbot. So this question, that question, that question, so until you are satisfied with whatever the answer you have. Okay, whatever your the answer you are expecting. However, in agentic AI, so your intervention with that particular chatbot or with that system will be very very less. So it will be taking care of the entire requirement, and it will perform, it will use tools whatever are required independently. You need not to, ask it to do, select this particular tool and do the task. Okay, so you need not to follow up with that, those kind of things. So the human intervention will be very much lesser with agentic AI and generative AI here, right? So you keep on asking the questions and again, and it is basically for creating the new content, and this is basically for uh, autonomously doing the tasks. That's the
Yeah.
difference.
So just wanted to add one point to Naveen's discussion. Thanks, Naveen, for the explanation. So there's a concept called React framework, if you understand from the prompt engineering. So React framework is nothing but reasoning plus action. So agentic AI, generally, Gen AI works on the reasoning capabilities, but agentic AI has two more capabilities, that is reasoning plus acting. So action also will be there. Will be there. So agentic AI is having the capability, understanding the LLMs, apart from reasoning what you have asked the questions. It also does certain jobs such as pulling multiple AIs. It won't just answer the questions, it also takes the actions. Let's say if you're booking a flight from Delhi to Mumbai, you will only ask the questions. Gen AI only will give you the answers, hey, these are the flight availability. But if you ask the agentic AI, it also pulls the list of APIs that connected with that. If you're booking a flight with Indigo, it also pulls the API servers from that, and also that's also an agent actually. So multiple agents will work together under one main agent, and it will take an action and book the flight for you. So whereas Gen AI doesn't have that capability, it only reasoning has a capability. Agentic AI will have both reasoning and acting capabilities. Yes, you're right. Yeah, I hope that suffices your question. I'm sorry, Naveen, I took it in a bit, but
Yeah, yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, I'm just going through the chat messages and all. That is fine. Yeah, yes, please. Yes, in the curriculum, yes, we have mentioned only AWS and GCP. Um, but we did not mention anything on Azure, right? So it's again a time constraint we have. So we are restricting that to only these two platforms because they are providing some good services for AI, building the AI applications and all. So that is one of the reasons. And we have to complete the batch in 3.5 months. It might extend, there is no doubt about it, but in almost all of the interviews or job notifications, if you have gone through, so certainly there will be mostly on AWS and GCP only. That's the reason we have kept it. And depends on the time, if we have some good amount of time left, right? So we will be covering that part as well. Again, it depends. uh, uh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yes, yes, I understand that, but it is not in my hands. So this is all fixed, and I need to take some special permissions to extend things and all. Because these concepts, right, as I was telling you, they are going to take some good amount of time, good amount of time to cover the concepts and all. So it is again, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. That's the thing. That's the reason.
yeah, yeah. So just wanted to add one point. Yeah, GCP, compared to market share of a cloud structure, AWS, Azure, and GCP are in this range. But actually, to be added to your point, GCP was the entire cloud engineering is built on the AI capabilities. To be frank, and um, and each has their own capability. When you compare the AWS is purely of scaling the application, and um, it is comes under its own piece compared to other cloud platform. Whereas GCP is built on the AI capabilities. When it comes to Azure, Azure is majorly focused towards the data oriented Databricks kind of activities. So each has its own pros and cons. But the reason why we covered these two things is AWS is very well versed, and the GCP, since the course is completely generative AI, so GCP infrastructure is a lot of foundation models are already covered in the Gemini, and the Google Cloud offers layered generative AI service from ML models to ready to make AI solution, and which majorly works well for the SaaS based applications. So that's the reason we choose GCP over Azure here.
Okay, that we need to check with the management. Yeah, sorry about it. So we have to check with the management on that. Yeah, please don't mind on that. Yeah. Yes, yes. Yes, let us see. Let us see with the time. So let us just check with the institute on that, and then we'll provide you. So so there is one more question here. The question here is that if you're not because of your schedule or whatever, if you're not able to attend the classes, right? So the first thing is always like go through the recordings that will be shared that day itself. That is the first option you might be having. And if you're not satisfied or if you're not getting some good amount of time while spending this in this particular batch, you can request the institute. Okay, I mean the institute will be giving an option like whether you can attend the course again or not. It is with them. Yeah, that is with them, so you may have to ask the question to the admin. So yeah, please check with the admin on that. Yes. Getting a job in US market, and this is one more question. So that uh, we will not be providing any interview support in the sense. So when I say we will not be providing the interview support, it doesn't mean that we will not make you prepare for the interview. We'll be providing all the interview questions, and during the topics as well we will let you know these are the interview questions people the previous batch students have went through. All right, so that part we will be covering up, but when coming to helping you for the interviews like or explaining on the job market on this particular location and also that we may not be able to help you on that. Okay, we'll be providing this templates of resumes or interview questions documents with you where you can just go through and it will certainly help you for the interviews, but yeah, that part we may not be covering it. Okay. So there is one question which is most repeated question from all of the batches. So if you are a beginner and if you do not know anything about artificial intelligence or the programming language or whatever, okay, so you do not have any experience on these terms as well. Okay, so you do not know what is AI and all. So how this course is going to help you in understanding the concepts and all, right? So we will be having this 1 hour session every day, right? So it won't be like you will be understanding everything in a single sitting. Okay, we will try our level best, but also we expect you to go through the recording once again. Go through the recording once again, then you can grasp good information. Okay, so it's of course AI is AI. When you say AI, right, here we have to put a lot of time or effort to understand this in a beautiful manner, right? So for that we will put a great amount of effort from our side, and of course you have to keep from your side as well, like practicing the exercises one thing, or going through the recordings once again, so that is the second thing. So like that. Okay, so this is a honest answer. You have to put effort from your side as well. That is the answer to this.
Will you cover any automation tool on day-to-day task, how we can automate?
Okay, automation tools and all, we will not be covering that part. We will not cover that part. Okay, so if you have any further questions, right, please. Yeah.
Sir, Naveen sir, hello.
No, no, yes, yes. Yeah,
Naveen sir,
please go ahead.
good evening, sir. Sir, I don't know anything. I'm a MTech background. Can I understand anything, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. So there is one question. So there are two questions. The first thing is about the automation tool, whether we are going to cover this Terraform or currently we have this end-to-end and make, right? So those kind of tools are readily available for automations and all, but we are not covering them as part of this course. Yeah. So that's the first question, and there is one more question. Again, so there is one question like a person who doesn't have any knowledge on artificial intelligence, and if he is enrolling to this particular course, whether he is going to understand everything or not. Okay, so 100% you can understand everything, but you have to put some good effort from your side as well, because not only this program, see the trainer will be covering 1 hour of class, and he will again he'll meet you in the next day only from 9 to 10 p.m. So in this particular time gap, right, whatever the trainer has explained you so far, you have to go through that once again. Then only you'll have the connectivity. This is the honest answer. Okay, because there are some maybe some offline programs where people will be teaching 6 hours a day, something like that, where people will be helping you throughout your doubts, and while practicing also people will be helping you. But this kind of courses won't be like that. We teach a concept for 1 hour, and we will give our level best to make you understand everything in a sequential and in a concise and clearer manner, right? And after that you have to go through the recording once again, or if we provide any kind of assignments or exercises, you have to practice. And then if you have any doubts, you should raise them in the next class, or you can check on your own using the chat gpt or whatever. Okay, see, at the end of the day, generative ai, when you become a generative ai engineer, do not expect that you are going to write code entirely by your own. Okay, so being a generative ai engineer, you have to know how you interact with the generative ai applications as well, like even the llms, even the chat gpt you have. So how do you interact with it? So the copilot you have, so this microsoft copilot and github copilot, right? How can you make use of these ai tools? github copilot. And we have cursor ai. In vs code we have lots of extensions like codium, right? So like this we have lots of applications for the tools which are readily available. And even if you become a generative engineer, right, you are going to use them to make your things easy. All right, so using these tools itself, if you did not understand anything, you can either raise a question in the next class, or you can search in that and understand things in a better manner. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so okay, so if you do not uh, tomorrow will be the last demo class. Today is the second demo class, tomorrow will be the last demo class. And admin would have provided the enrollment links to you. You can go through them. Okay, sorry, you can make the payment. You can start making the payments and all. So admin will help you on that. Okay, so tomorrow will be the last demo class on that. Yeah. Yes, please. Yeah. Yes, please. Mhm. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. So if you do not have any questions, right, we can wind up the session. So if you have any further questions, so kindly contact our admin and he'll be able to help you on that. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.